my delight to welcome all of you to this historic gathering of marriage plaintiffs from across the country and across the decades. Tonight here we bring together plaintiffs and attorneys from more than 33 states, representing more than 55 different cases, spanning more than 40 years of our movement's battles in the courts of law and in the court of public opinion to win the freedom to marry. When people ask me if I have a favorite case, I always tell them I love all my children. But I would like to give a special aloha to the Hawaii marriage plaintiffs of the 1990s. My former client, Linnea Janor, where are you? Out there. And get this, also with us tonight is Tony Sullivan, who, with Richard Adams, was issued a marriage license, listen, in 1975. The INS sent them a letter refusing to respect the marriage of, quote, two faggots.
Oh, wow.
Government document. And the couple lost their last appeal in 1985, 30 years ago, in an opinion written by an appellate judge named Anthony Kennedy. Now we and America have come a long way since then, and so we hope has the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's give a round of applause to the current Supreme Court plaintiffs, the Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and Tennessee couples. We want to keep the focus on being together, meeting each other, celebrating the power of telling our stories, organizing, working, and showing the courage, as you all have, to stand up for ourselves and believe so that others can rise to fairness. So there are not going to be any speeches tonight. We've made our case to the country and to the courts, and tonight is for savoring the moment and looking forward in great hope. I do have a few special thanks that I would like to offer before we all get back to connecting. First, let me say thank you to Mark Ebenhock and Aaron Huntsman, who came to Freedom to Marry with the great idea for this gathering, and we were so happy to run with it. Thank you for this beautiful idea. I want to thank Freedom to Marry's Republican lobbyist, Catherine Lehman, and her law firm, Holland & Knight, for this dazzling space. And please join me in thanking Freedom to Marry's incomparable staff, who did such a splendid job pulling this event tonight. Thank you to our indispensable partners, the American Civil Liberties Union, Gay and Lesbian Advocates and Defenders, Lambda Legal, and the National Center for Lesbian Rights, who helped us get the word out to all of you, and not incidentally, also have played a pivotal role in the work of winning the freedom to marry over the years and in the cases now before the Supreme Court. And my final thanks tonight go to all of you. The plaintiffs here tonight, those who are here with us in spirit, and those whose memory we cherish. Will all the plaintiffs here tonight from over the years and across the country please raise your hands? And those who don't have their private attorneys, the pro bono counsel, the law firms, the fighters who brought these cases. You and the plaintiffs exemplify the millions of people who have spoken up, shared stories, touched hearts, and changed minds, setting the stage for the victory we hope we will see in June. Thank you. Now to end this brief program with a toast, I want to bring up a special guest. Tonight we're celebrating the power of speaking out, of stories, of conversation. When President Obama came out in support of the freedom to marry, he not only showed moral leadership, but the way he explained his evolution gave millions of Americans permission to think anew and to join all of us on this journey to a more perfect union. The President spoke not as a lawyer, but like you, in personal terms about people he knows, his daughters, and the values that he and Michelle want for them. President Obama, Attorney General Holder, and the entire administration have spoken out again and again. And tomorrow, on behalf of the United States of America, the Solicitor General will stand alongside Mary and Doug in arguing for us and for the freedom to marry in the Supreme Court of the United States. Working with us, and on behalf of all of us, every step of the way since the beginning of this administration, has been an exceedingly effective internal voice and champion for our cause. A too often unsung hero who has helped us to get to where we are today. Will you please join me in welcoming Senior Advisor to the President, and I'm honored to say my friend, Valerie Jarrett.
On behalf of the President of the United States, thank you to Evan. How about a round of applause? Same-sex marriage was legal in 2 states. It's now legal in 37 plus the District of Columbia. So in giving my toast, I want to express 4 different words that summarize how I feel today. The first 3 are equality, freedom, and justice. If you heard the President's remarks in Selma, or if you heard his remarks at his 2nd inauguration, he talked about building that more perfect union, and in the words that I like to quote, Martin Luther King, bending the arc of the moral universe towards justice. And when he stood on the steps in front of the Lincoln Memorial at the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, he talked about how that arc bends a little faster when we're all pushing together. And so on behalf of all of the plaintiffs who are here tonight, I want to say thank you to you. I know what a personal sacrifice it has been for you to be involved in litigation. I am a recovering lawyer. I know that for you and your families and your community, you have to basically put your lives on hold to fight for something that is not going to just benefit you, but benefit so many other people. And so, on behalf of the millions of people around this country and around the world that your leadership symbolizes, thank you. A round of applause to every plaintiff. So, our true north in the administration is that no matter who you are, no matter what zip code you grew up in, no matter what your parents did, no matter what your faith, no matter what your race, no matter what your gender identity, no matter what you believe in or who you love, you ought to be able to have equal opportunity in this country. That's what we're fighting for. Everybody, we're fighting this together. Civil rights are rights for the LGBTQ community, rights for the disabled community, rights for the African American, Latino community, rights for everybody who feels that they are not on equal footing in this country. And so my toast is really going to be to you about the 4th word. So I talked about equality, I talked about justice, and I talked about freedom. But the word that really touches me personally tonight, looking at all of you, is the word love. And then that's what makes our country strong. It is a strength, it is not a weakness. And we are the beacon of hope for the world. The world is watching. The world will be watching tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. I'm so delighted. And I said to our White House counsel, I said, I don't know who else thinks that they're getting in line, but I want to be sitting there to watch history in the making, none of which would have happened without all of you. So please, if everybody could, who has a glass or you don't have a glass, just raise your hand and a toast to love. Thank you.